Today, I'm finally going for a first run in the Nike Alphafly. .32 miles, 7 minutes, 42 seconds per mile on average for the entire run, and 156 beats per minute today. Going for a strides workout, a relatively easy workout in the Nike Alphafly. Now, this shoe is a magnificent piece of technology. But before I get into my detailed thoughts on this shoe, I do want to go over some disclosures. This is a pair of shoes that I purchased with my own money. No one sent it to me or is paying me to make this video. And no one's going to get a chance to preview any of my footage or my thoughts before you guys get a chance to see this video on YouTube. Now, with the disclosures out of the way, let's talk about the Nike Alphafly. This shoe has the top level of everything that Nike could throw at a marathon super shoe. It's got multiple layers of that magnificent ZoomX foam, full-length carbon fiber plate. It's got two giant Zoom airbags underneath the forefoot, and it's got an Atom knit upper, which is the next evolution in the racing materials that Nike has been using for its marathon shoes. This unusual looking shoe comes in with 40 millimeters of stack height, which is the upper max in terms of what is legal for a marathon racing shoe, according to World Athletics. With a 4 millimeter drop, that gives it 36 millimeters of stack height in the forefoot, and it weighs in at 7.4 ounces, which makes it maybe not the lightest shoe, but it's certainly light for everything that it has in it. This shoe has spared no expense. So what is it like to run in the Nike Alphafly? I will say it is an effortless experience. Running in this shoe for today, I have a 10K time trial that I've been gearing up for coming in a couple of weeks. So today's workout, 8 times 30-second strides with 30 seconds of rest in between each rep. It's a stride training plan that I'm using, so the efforts are dictated by power number, but that power number correlates roughly to about my mile pace. And today I was able to hit that effort and those paces and then some with ease. Now, granted, I feel like my body's definitely catching up to this training plan that I've been on, so I do feel stronger overall. My knee is also feeling much better than it has been since compared to when I first started on this training plan as well. So there's a lot of positive things that are happening according to this workout plan that I've been doing. But on top of that, I can definitely feel that these shoes are incredible. I had so much fun running in the shoe that even though it was supposed to be a relatively easy day after those 8 reps, I did decide to make one of the miles that I had left on my way home a bit of a faster mile. So I ran it at about half marathon pace. and it just felt like I was rolling. It just felt so smooth to be able to run at a higher pace for an extended period of time rather than just 30-second bursts. And I just thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I felt incredibly powerful, but I also felt like I still had so much more in reserve at the same time. It was a very confidence-inspiring feeling. The one thing that I can say that gives me a little bit of pause, the same thing I'll say here is what I said about the Vaporfly Next Percent and also the Vaporfly 4%, is that the one drawback I have from all this power that's in this shoe is that it feels like it's a little bit too easy to go a bit too hard. And you're just having so much fun moving quickly with the shoe. The shoe wants to be pushed and it encourages you to do so. It's easy to kind of overdo it just a little bit. So I think that's something that I can certainly correct with a lot more practice at whatever paces that I'm aiming for. But it's definitely easy to overdo it in this shoe. And if that's the biggest problem that I have with the shoe, it's essentially a non-problem. The Atom Knit gives you a super snug racer fit. Very familiar if you've run in any of the Vaporfly Next Percent or in the 4% before that. It's that similar level of snugness that I like for a race day for my marathons and half marathons. The Zoom X foam that's in this shoe still has that amazing cushion that absorbs all the impact from the road, but also a very prompt and assertive responsiveness to it as well. So that way, even when you do smush into the ground, it's popping you back up very quickly. In addition to that, you've got the carbon fiber plate here, which I think of all the carbon fiber plated shoes that I've run in, I think Nike does the best job of being able to create a carbon fiber plate that a variety of different people at different sizes and different speeds can all seem to load the carbon fiber plate properly. So you're getting that compression of the plate that then results in the release that gives you that propulsive feeling. But you've also got these two giant Zoom airbags, which initially I thought that these would serve a very cushioning type of function. But instead, what I think that they're doing is not cushioning so much as they are springing back. So just like the carbon fiber plate, you land on it, it loads the plate. Because it's rigid, it wants to revert to its original state and it springs back. I think the Zoom Air pockets are doing the same thing. They're compressing when you land on it, but their preferred state is to be in that uncompressed position. And so once you push down on it, it really pushes back on you. So I get the sensation that there's actually two carbon fiber plates in this shoe. That's kind of what I'm getting, like a double carbon fiber boost from the shoe. It's really quite amazing. And it's a lot less awkward than I thought it'd be. It certainly sounds awkward. Vaporfly shoes have always sounded a little bit different than other racing shoes that are out there, and the Alphafly takes it to a whole nother level. But other than that, there's not a lot of major drawbacks to this shoe. The two things that I will note though, other than the fact that it does tend to make you overdo it a little bit, is that one, they made the shoe a lot wider. I'm presuming because the shoe is just so tall. They wanted to make it wider to give it some stability. But what I sense is sometimes when my foot comes down, I'm not exactly hitting down on the forefoot completely flat and level with the ground. Sometimes my foot comes down a little bit at an angle. And whenever that happens, I feel like the width of this shoe and the fact that there's two separate airbags creates a little bit of awkwardness. It's not a huge deal. It's something that I noticed, but it's not going to be a deal breaker, but something that made me think about it quite a bit during this run. The other thing that I will notice is that this is supposed to be a 4mm heel drop shoe, but walking around in this, running in this, it feels like it's almost like a negative heel drop shoe. It felt like it was 0 or even less than that. I felt like the forefoot was taller than the heel. It's also like an optical illusion though, because looking at it, it looks like it'd be more like a traditional Nike running shoe where there's like 10mm of heel drop to it, but there's only 4. At least that's what the stated heel drop is. In either event, all those negatives that might be there aside, or those quirks that I've noted, it doesn't detract from overall it being just an absolutely exhilarating experience to run in. Like I said, they spared no expense. Now, this is just the first run that I've gotten in with this shoe. I will definitely be putting in some longer distances, longer marathon pace efforts, longer threshold type of efforts To fully put this shoe through its paces, hit the subscribe button down below so that you can get notified when those new video updates hit. If you have any questions about the Alphafly, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or if you would prefer, feel free to stop by my live stream. I do one every day here on YouTube, 3 p.m. Central Time. You can always feel free to ask me any questions there. So those are my thoughts on the Nike Alphafly after just the first run. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?